What's poppin', everybody? I was debating about vlogging today, but I decided I'm going to anyways. Today is the day after yesterday. I can't get away from this camera. I'm like addicted to vlogging, and once I start, I just can't freaking stop. But seriously, guys, like I'm loving these vlogs. I'm loving all the feedback. I'm loving everybody's comments and questions and emails, and I'm getting a lot of orders placed, and it's been so freaking phenomenal. I love it. I'm gonna put in a little clip of Oprah right there, like, I love it.
I love bread.
I don't know, I want to take you guys along for the ride and show you what's going on, and I don't want to miss out on this stuff because I like documenting it. So I have this vinyl that I did the how-to vinyl video in a recent episode. I am going to drop that off today to my customer. I am finishing printing the QCE fronts. In the last episode you saw me printing the backs. I finished those up last night. And now I'm gonna go print the fronts. As soon as I finish printing the fronts, I gotta get this order printed. That's due tomorrow. It's these 3 boxes. This is also from a YouTube customer. Basically everything I'm printing right now, aside from the current order, is from YouTube customers. So it's obviously paying off. It's really helping a lot. I was already motivated and reaching for like expanding out of my basement, but I didn't really expect to do it this soon. And I think that part of the reason why I am is because of the support I'm getting on YouTube. You guys have been helping me support myself better, and by placing your orders I am feeling more confident and more comfortable in like taking this big step and expanding my business. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for commenting, and especially thank you for placing orders. If you want to place an order, my email is in the bio below this video. It's also the livecollection@gmail.com. If you want, I'll just pop it up on the screen right now. I'm really wanting as many orders as I can get. I'm trying to reach these goals, and I wanted YouTube to be a way to facilitate that. As soon as I finish dropping that off, I'm gonna finish printing the Queen City exchange order, let my customer know it's finished. Then I'm gonna get the frames prepped for this order, lay the shirts out. If you can't tell, also, by the way, I'm a little bit under the weather. I was a few days ago, so I'm just kind of like on the upswing from that. Look at this cat. He's super comfortable. He's chilling. Gary is the truth. What this is right here is that Jake Paul merch. Buy that merch.
Buy that merch.
I bought that merch, Jake Paul. I bought your freaking Jake Pauler merch. My nephew's obsessed with you, with Jake Paul. I doubt Jake Paul's gonna see this, so I don't know why I'm acting like I'm talking directly to him. But yeah, I'm about to tear this merch apart, bro. I'm the freaking t-shirt god, and I'm about to rip your merch apart. I think this might be something that I do more often, actually. I might start buying merch from different YouTubers like Rice Gum and FaZe Banks and Andy Schrock, John Hill, Casey Neistat. I don't know, just like there's so many freaking YouTubers out there that have merch now. The first one I bought was Jake Paul's, and it was for my nephew. I swear I didn't buy it for myself. It's like a youth medium. Maybe one day. I'm really looking forward to opening it, and I have been for like over a month. I've just been waiting on it. Like I'm gonna make like a specific video for this merch review. I'm looking forward to seeing the quality of it and see how the print holds up, if it's lined up well, if it's cracking, things like that. I just thought it'd be interesting, since I do that for a living, to review the merch before giving it to my nephew as a Christmas present. Let me know what you guys think about that too. Like if you think that it would be interesting for me to buy merch from a bunch of different YouTubers and just do like a merch review or a merch battle to see which one I think is better. Or if anybody wants to send me any merch, to do any reviews of their own stuff, or if they just want me to review one of their favorite YouTubers or something like that. This cat is always attacking me when I pace. Look at this. Look, he acts all nice, and then he bites. Oh my God, help me. Help me! All right, Gary, you wanna go out? What is the deal here? I'm letting this cat out. Be gone, devil cat. Go. My name's Kevin Hackett. This is The Startup Life. What The Startup Life is just me on my journey. I started a business 3 or 4 years ago doing screen printing. I now do embroidery and vinyl, but my main focus is screen printing. If you want to order any merchandise, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have a clothing line or a brand or a product or whatever, if you have a company, employees, there's a million reasons to order t-shirts. I'm not going to name all of them. I doubt I even could if I tried. God, I go off on so many tangents. Thank you guys for tuning in. Here's to another episode of The Startup Life. I'm going to get to it. So one of the most interesting things that's happened to me through the YouTube videos is being contacted by Kyle. He's a print broker. His order is the one in the family room over there. He gets work for people who need merch printed and stuff like that, and then he outsources it to printers and embroiderers such as myself. He found me on YouTube and decided to reach out and see if we would be a good partnership. This is our first run together. It's for a rapper who's like touring. He's gonna be in Cincinnati tomorrow. So I'm just gonna crank all these out for him. We'll see how that goes. He's already sent me his second order. He just placed it today. I haven't worked with a print broker like this before. I know he's like a younger guy getting started, so it's not like he's super established. We actually have a lot in common in that sense. There's a lot to business that I haven't even touched yet. So that's part of what you guys are going to be along for on this journey with me. I might seem like I know a fair amount right now, but there's so much more for me to learn. That's all going to be developing through these vlogs, working with the print broker or getting my automatic, starting to contract work with these massive organizations like Custom Ink or there's a ton out there. There's a ton. Why is Cincinnati weather so crazy? Just the day before today, it was like spring out. Everything's rolling along really nicely, staying super busy. Makes me feel really good about buying this house and investing in this new venture for my business. If I weren't staying busy and I was spending money like that, then it probably wouldn't be a good idea. I'm gonna get these frames set up and start printing the rest of these shirts. I always talk about how it's really hard not to get ink on yourself when you're doing anything involving screen printing, and I just want to show you like how quickly I got ink on my hand. Look at that. Oh my god! That was a close call. Anyway, it's super easy to get ink on your hand. Look at this. So that's actually my screen cleaner's fault. These screens should not have any ink on them. I know it can be kind of hard to get every last spot, so I'm not gonna give them a hard time or anything, but like, you don't want to leave any ink on the screens. Yeah. As you can see, I still haven't printed more of these. It's like 3 or 4 hours later. I had to call Adobe to get help with separating and vectorizing the artwork. They just told me to go to Photoshop, which I was like, yeah, I guess I could because it's not even a vector anyway. Apparently today is just not my day. It's just one thing after the other. I wasn't able to get caught up on the shirts as I mentioned earlier because of the issues that were happening with my computer, which consumed 2 to 3 hours of my time. By the time I finish with QCE, the frames for his order will be done, his shirts will be laid out, and I'll just get to work on his stuff. I guess this just goes to show, I mean, that's what I wanted to do with this vlog, was like not have everything be all like, you know, every day's awesome and I love every single moment of every day and my life's so cool. Today was pretty stressful, and you know, I'm fine with sharing that and like being real with you guys about the ups and downs of business life. It's nothing major, just a little setback. Doesn't really throw me off too bad. Yeah, other than that, I sent out artwork for Faith Fellowship, so we're getting that revised right now. Then I have to get the approval of that customer. I have all their garments ready. She gave me the okay on downsizing the width of their artwork so that it can fit on the junior size palette so we can do tote bags. I apologize for this vlog basically being a lot of talking because I don't have somebody to shoot for me, and I don't have time to like set up the camera angles and get like creative shots because I just need to focus on getting work done. Hopefully this channel will get to a point where it generates enough revenue to where we can hire somebody to help produce higher quality vlogs for you guys. Another thing that was kind of unfortunate today was that we upgraded my press to a 6-color press yesterday. Now it's sort of like out of alignment, so the frames aren't coming down really flush with the registration block on the palette. It's not working as smoothly as it should be, and it's pretty inconvenient. So as long as I get it fixed before I do the 6-color job, I can use some of the other print heads which are working fine. So I'm just gonna get all that stuff done and then coat some frames in the darkroom after that and then call it a night. Oh man, there's so much to do, so little time. What a crazy day. Finally getting this stuff done. I'm about to make these frames now. I had to call Apple again. After I last vlogged, I went and tried to do this stuff on Photoshop, and then it said my capture scratch discs were full. So I had to like call Apple and get them to help me with like deleting off stuff off my computer. So that took some time. And my girlfriend's mad at me. It's just been a wonderful day, you know, just an all around beautiful day. Getting yelled at by my girlfriend, had a super long day. I don't even know what I did wrong, but apparently I did something. Ooh, I'm leaving it on. I always get so worked up when things are like getting hectic and then it passes and I look back on it in these vlogs and I'm like, you know, it wasn't as crazy as it felt in the moment, but I get so overwhelmed sometimes with like anxiety and just stress. But I'm almost done clearing off this stuff, so you can see like the progress on deleting that is almost finished. Then I just got to delete the rest of this stuff here, and my computer is basically fully operational. I've cleared off as much as I possibly can off the hard drive, and then I also learned about upgrading the memory on my computer so I can have faster operation going. So I'm probably gonna invest in some memory sticks for the Mac and install them myself. And I got the artwork printed out, and I'm gonna go do that now. My girlfriend was kind of mad at me because her mom's in town. Her daughter was out of town for like a month at her mom's. Her mom lives in Texas. She just brought her back to Cincinnati. She's in town right now, but I've been super busy and haven't really gotten to like hang out with her family while they're here. She's kind of mad at me because I've been busy the whole time, which is understandable. I told her like I'd love to be going out to dinner and go bowling and stuff. Like obviously that would be leisurely and fun. I would way rather be doing that than like in my basement printing. Not that I don't like love my job and love what I'm working towards, but sometimes you have to sacrifice the good times or the leisure in order to get the job done. I'm gonna burn these screens. I usually expose on lower mesh count screens. I'm using a 110 mesh, which is a low mesh count screen. I will usually expose the artwork for around 3 minutes. You can't always go off of that if you're trying to do what I'm doing from your home or wherever. It depends on the light box and how strong the lights are and the mesh count and everything like that. I started this around 8:45. I'll bring it out around 8:48. Frame number 2. I'll soak the front and back side of it and let it sit for like a minute or so, maybe a minute to a couple minutes depending on the complexity of the design. While that is draining, I'm gonna get the sample set up for this customer. Right now I'm just putting on the hat mount. If you guys have ever been to Lids in any mall, this is pretty much the same exact embroidery machine that they use. Alright, so I have that sample going. I got these frames ready. And I got the dryer heated up, so I'm good to go. I was having issues earlier that I mentioned with these frames coming down, because what we had to do when we put in this new hub to upgrade from 4 to 6 colors is that everything, because the diameter of the hub is wider, all the frames stick out farther. So this middle piece right here used to be back here, and we had to scoot it forward, and that piece locks into the bottom of these print heads. So like when you lower it, it should go down nice and smooth. And there's a little bit of resistance there. It's not good. Luckily with this print that we're doing, it's 2 color, but they're not touching or anything. So even if this throws it a little bit off, it won't really affect it that much. But I'm gonna try to clean up these a little bit and see if I can get that to work a little bit better. It looks pretty good. His issue with the backing stitch out that I did as a sample was that it looked like the edges were not very crisp, but actually if you look closely, it really is just the backing kind of tearing a little bit because there's no fabric there. I think that's pretty much how it should look. But if he has any further complaints with that, I will try to have the digitizer sharpen the edges more. I got that sample sent out. I'm printing off the test shirt right now, getting my registration lined up, finding out which of these heads is good for now. It seems like this is the one that needs the most adjustment, because trying to lower it onto that one is it's kind of rough. I'm gonna probably not mess with that tonight because I have a lot of printing to get done and I don't necessarily need this palette to get that done. I just wanna focus on finishing the orders that are due. She gave me the go-ahead on shrinking it down to 10 inches, so I'm gonna have to make new frames for that. But that's a really good thing because I bought this palette for the tote bags and it's 11 inches wide. Previously, when I sent them the samples, I was having to print the tote bags, just laying them on there, so I wasn't like sleeving it. I mean, they still turned out pretty good, but it's gonna just be all that much better when I can actually like sleeve it onto the pallet rather than laying it on top of it. When you lay it on top of it, you can't really utilize any adhesive to keep your design in place, which is really important when you're doing multicolors. I'm just gonna crank out all of these green shirts tonight and lay out all the shirts. There's 200 for the 2 designs that I just washed out. Depending on how late it is by that time, I will print some more, but I'm assuming that it'll probably be too late. I'll probably have to print all of them tomorrow, do all of my coding in the dark room, and start getting the frames ready for Faith Fellowship, clean off the press, and finish cleaning the desktop on my computer. And man, I need to edit the next vlog. There's so much to do all the time. Good gracious. Good golly gosh. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'll update you in a little bit. It's for St. Patrick's Day, if you guys hadn't already put that together. My customer just got back to me on the embroidery sample. He said it looks perfect and he's real happy with it. He did ask to add some cuts between the letters because if you can see, if you look closely, there's a line connecting each letter. That's really common for designs if it's like a small left chest or something like that and you're doing large quantities. The digitizers will usually leave lines for each letter because if you have to add a cut for every letter, then the machine has to do one letter, cut, then move over one letter, cut, instead of just like doing the whole thing from start to finish. So it slows down the production a lot. It's gonna slow it down a lot, but I told him like, you know, it's totally fine if that's what he prefers. I'm gonna have my digitizer add cuts to that, send him the invoice, and we'll get started on that. That'll be my first order for this customer who also found me off YouTube. I just dried the screens for the order that's due tomorrow, the 200-piece order. That's a YouTube customer. There was one guy who commented on one of my videos saying that I was holding my squeegees wrong, these like Ergo Force, whatever the hell they're called, that Ryanette sells. I laughed about it because it's like, how can you hold a squeegee wrong? You're just squeegeeing, and that's totally true. I was holding it backwards, I guess you could say, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's a freaking squeegee. You can't really do it incorrectly. Cool little tip, the 2 colors aren't like touching each other, so they call it wet on wet printing, and it's where you're not using your flash. You can print a lot more quickly when you're doing wet on wet because you're avoiding having to flash it. So the less amount of times you have to flash it, the quicker you can just crank through shirts. Because these aren't touching, you wouldn't actually at all need to flash these. God, I get so out of breath when I talk. I think it's because when I'm on camera, I get like all excited. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta have energy. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying for you guys. I'm trying. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Please leave a comment. Please place an order. Please, just help me grow this business. I'm gonna stop talking and get to work. The aftermath. So that's what happens when you print wet on wet. I was able to actually just print with this one palette the entire time. Just did green, then orange, pull the shirt off, put it on the dryer, green, orange, rinse and repeat. Oh man, I'm beat, so I'm gonna call it a night and try to wind down so I can get an early start tomorrow so I can print all of these shirts for Kyle. My friend Anton, my former student who is placing this order, who does hip hop music, has been wanting to record for a really long time, and we've been talking about getting together and recording. And he actually said that he'd be willing to pay me, which is huge. Like, he would be my first customer doing that. And I've just been fantasizing about, like, you know, getting my skills up and bringing in customers. And I already have this business sense of like how to monetize your services through screen printing and embroidery and video. I think in order, and I think this goes for like a lot of things in life, if you want to be successful at something and do it for a living, and it's especially if it's something you love, you have to learn how to monetize it. When I started screen printing, like I don't think I ever really printed for anybody for free, even before I really knew how to do it. I was able to find some people who were willing to pay me and were willing to work with me, knowing that I was inexperienced and knowing that I was going to give them a hell of a deal because of my lack of experience. So I started out getting paid, but kind of using that payment as a form of training. So I would take an order, I'd offer to do like $1 a shirt, which is really, really inexpensive. like a crazy good deal. But I just wanted to get paid something so that it was like I wasn't just doing it for free, and it gave me the opportunity to like have an order and approach learning to print. Every single order I've ever done, unless it was on like a trade deal or something like that, or a makeup order, was paid. I did a lot of free work with video and photo, and I now I only really do paid work for that kind of stuff. Likewise with editing, but I did a lot of free work just to get my skills up, because people really don't want to pay you unless you kind of know what you're doing. Now I'm at a point with audio recording that I'm super excited about, because I didn't go to school for this, but I've always really loved music. In high school, I hung out with guys who were in bands, people who would play live shows. I went on a cross-country tour with one of them to this recording studio in Sacramento, and it was like a really great studio. They cut a vinyl record there, recorded the whole album while I was there. I was with them to document the journey, and it was just an amazing experience. And like, that was probably 6 years ago, and I turned 21 actually during that, and I just turned 26 like a week or two ago. But I remember being so inspired during that trip. I was writing in like a journal at the time about how this trip had gotten me so motivated and just inspired to be a musician and to make music. Ever since then, I've just been trying to hone my craft as a musician, and I feel like I have so much catching up to do. You know, I started playing a lot more guitar, I started playing keys, I started playing drums, and I know that's not the best way to become a seriously good musician, because you want to focus on one thing. I have a nasty habit of doing a lot of different things, but I'm interested in all these different things, and I think it's cool to like kind of learn fundamentals. And then I have a lot of friends who are just like amazing musicians and a variety of things. I know people who play violin, saxophone, keys and piano, amazing guitarists and drummers and singers, and just I've met so many people throughout my life through music that I really like have always in the back of my mind just been like, one day I'm gonna try to collaborate with these people and make some really freaking cool music and put it out there and hopefully be widely accepted and appreciated and make a living off of that. That's like a really deep goal of mine that I don't really talk about a lot, because a lot of times when you talk about I want to be a musician, people are just like, good luck, it's a pipe dream or whatever. But so what I see with this business, and as you can see, like, I take this business really seriously, and I've done a lot with it, in my opinion, from where I came from and where I started. The way I see this business is my means to an end. I can find a way to monetize my passions through this business, so it's like the lifeblood of my passionate endeavors that I want to take in the future. Like, I can use this to buy music recording equipment while simultaneously paying the bills and putting food on the table, and I can keep growing this business, and then broaden my network with musicians and equipment, and doing better videos because I can afford better equipment, or I could pay for more serious marketing. And it's just such a full circle thing, and it takes money to make money, and it takes money to put out good quality stuff. I'm trying to kind of like hone my skill as a musician and be on some of these tracks while also be a producer and record other musicians and get paid to do it, and just kind of like do some great things with music. That's honestly, like, I kind of feel like almost shy about talking about it because it's so personal to me, but I just want to put that out there so you guys know. I want to make this like a testament that, like, I, Kevin Hackett, solemnly swear that one day I will have the most badass recording studio in Cincinnati, and my goal is outrageous, and I don't really necessarily want to say it out loud right now. Yeah, I'll just hold on to that for a later date, put my money where my mouth is. More action, less talk, I'm trying to just get the best deals I can on remodeling the house, getting the electric installed, and then once all that is up and running, said and done, I'm gonna buy my first automatic with the dryer and start cranking out work and just take everything to the next level. And I can't wait to show you guys that part of the journey and share that with you and experience that with you. So that being said, I'm Kevin Hackett. This has been another episode of The Startup Life. If you like what you saw, please show some support by liking and subscribing, leaving a comment, sharing. Any of that stuff is really motivational for me, and it lets me know that you guys think I'm doing a good job and you appreciate these videos. If you guys are interested in placing an order with me, that would help me more than anything, because that's actually like putting money in the bank for me to try to reach these goals sooner than later. Anything I appreciate a lot. Likes, subscriptions, comments, all that stuff I appreciate so much. I think the most helpful thing is if you want to place an order. So please, by all means, if you need anything done, send me an email. My email's in the bio below. I'll also pop it up on the screen right here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Have a great night. Goodbye. That was kind of awkward, but see ya. I'm never gonna get it.